bets. I have a lot of confidence. He should. He probably has an enormous amount of confidence, and so he should.
Check, 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 check.
See, these guys that the qualifiers, they should be picking up on this. All the quick checks. You know, it's obvious nobody has got anything here.
200.
That's it.
For LeBuff, and that was a good card to bluff on. It paired the board.
Yeah.
Unlikely to prove anybody's hand, and you know what? He deserves that.
And if you know there's dead chips out there, you've got to have a go at them.
That was clever.
I'm Frank Leboeuf, I'm 41 years old, and I'm a former football player playing for Strasbourg, Chelsea, Marseille, and the French national team. I live in Los Angeles, so I'm going sometimes to Las Vegas, and I used to play blackjack because you're by yourself, and I knew the game very well. And I said, why don't I try playing poker? And it's nice, But I first say, oh wow, I'm too honest to play poker. You have to bluff, you have to lie, you have to cheat, whatever it is. And so I said, it's not for me. But you get into the game and it's becoming very interesting. You can talk to people, it's fun, if you don't take too seriously. And I'm not pretending of being a champion of the world of poker. So I'm just enjoying my life and I love it. And I love all card games. And the Texas Hold'em, is a new game. I mean, for me, and it's something I really enjoy.
Well, the blinds must be going up again. 75 and 150 now. And, there's three players out there who it's going to hurt. LeBuff and Sanchez. And Sedgley is in dire straits.
Yeah, he is. And let's see if the raises stay the same. It seems like, the footballers, when they put a raise in, it's double the blind. And the two qualifiers, there we go. Frank's got a nice hand.
Great.
Call.
Well, he's just flat called. He's a lad, isn't he?
Pass.
Yeah, and I was going to say in the qualifiers that are putting in the standard raise, the 3 times.
It's funny. I mean, it was folded around to him on the button. Now, he has been raising pre-flop, so you can only assume that this is, a limp-in designed to get a little action. He's playing in a funny way. He's not to know that the 4 that he's giving Norman a free shot at a 4.
Check.
I guess you check the flop to be safe. You check the turn to be very safe.
Yeah, he was in, he had the perfect spot there to raise pre-flop. He had the button in front of him.
200.
Look at this. And because of the way LeBuff has played this hand, there's more of a reason to call. He hasn't represented any strength at all.
Call.
He's just called as you said it, yeah.
I mean,
yeah, in your mind, he can't be putting Norman on ace himself. If he hit the jack, he would have bet it. So, yeah, he's sort of, that's all gone through his mind, and he's happy to get his 200 in and take the pot down.
Whiteside caught with his toe in the cookie jar, and LeBuff managed to pick that one off. Interesting, really. It didn't look like a very strong hand on the river, but you know what?
It's weird for us, Jesse, watching, because obviously we're used to watching the pros play and make comments on their games, but this is really difficult to try and deduce what's going to happen with these guys. They're just doing, everything's totally random.
Pass.
Which makes it very tough for everyone at that table.
Yes.
I guess you almost have to just play your own game, and
you can't get a line on anything. What's going on?
Call. Pass.
I feel like though that limping in makes things trickier because at least not only do you define your hand by making, even if it's a little raise, but you define the other player's hands a little bit as well, don't you?
Yeah. If I was sitting here the way this game goes, any sort of hand that I would have in late position, I'd be flat calling, because you know that you can outplay all these guys.
Now, Paresh Patel has been slipping the top pair several times, and it's worked here. Although, he could have check raised. He's check called here. What does he intend to do on the turn now?
Well, that's made his decisions a lot easier.
Bouchard thinks he might even have the best hand. He's had middle pair. He's turned it into a flush draw. This pot's 1100, and neither player has any idea if they're ahead. Well, Raymond knows now. And if Patel checks and calls here, he's going to look at this flush and say, I should have bet him off it at some point.
What is he bet?
200.
He's bet what? 200. Oh,
It's just not enough, is it?
no.
I mean, he's definitely getting paid off here.
Yeah, but he'd probably
He doesn't know what the range is, right?
He'd probably get 400 or 500 at the worst way.
And 700 wouldn't be a horrible bet
Yeah,
either, would it?
yeah.
Bouchard wants this call. He's got it. Floosh. And I don't know if he's seen the flush.
I was scared for a jack, but
Huh?
lucky me. Yeah.
Yeah, he said I was scared you had the jack, but hit the river card. He's got 3,300. He's feeling delighted, and you know I think he's done a lot of things. He'll be really happy about that hand. It's just that he could have got so much more.
Nee, je kan het wel vaak. What's going on?
And I have the feeling that LeBouf could go on a little bit of a run here. He's got some good instincts.
But it won't be the first time he's been on a good run.
Pass.
He scored goals too.
Oh yeah, he was one of the best penalty takers Chelsea's had.
A penalty taker, yeah.
You know, all the free kicks, crash.
Call.
What a CV to have, World Cup winner. You know, go and win the World Cup. When you win the World Cup, Jesse, you bash the Brazilians 3-0.
Yeah.
I mean, what a way to win it.
You're right. That was some team they had. This flop's gone 4 ways, 2 limpers and the blinds, and that ace, that's hit Paresh Patel, who's perked
Check.
right up on the button.
Okay. It's 150, love.
Action to Sanchez,
Martia,
who,
it's
what's
okay.
Laurie up to? Second pair.
Okay. He dropped 50 in, but he didn't announce anything, so
He obviously wanted to raise.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
it's 150.
One-
Well, Mad Marty's ruled it as a minimum bet, which is correct. That's 150. Just to find out where he's at.
pass.
I'm gonna raise.
Raise
And there's the answer.
450.
to 450 total. All in.
Oh, my.
Okay.
Oh,
it's
my.
back to you. It's 300 to call. It's made it 450.
And Laurie's called as well.
Okay, 175. 175.
Well, Sedgley knows he's drawn. He's got the nut. Unless this game is high-low, he needs a 5. Now, they're not going to turn the cards over because even though Sedgley's all in, they'll be betting on the side here. And
Yeah, there's betting on the side with Laurie. He's obviously got second pair, yeah.
now he may have just called for the pot odds. I wonder what's going to happen on the turn. You know, Paresh Patel at this stage might be saying to himself, my ace is a little bit vulnerable. He may just check it down. Queen or jack is what Laurie needs. The 5 or the 3, no, that didn't change
Check.
anything.
Well,
Is there a value bet here for Paresh? Is there a...
That's right.
I don't... Yeah, it doesn't feel like he had one.
there should have been, Jesse, but not the way the game's been going. I think this is where the old bucket and sponge comes out.
Okay, for everything.
Yeah, Sedgley just got...
Okay, this one.
He's just had the floor wiped with him. I mean, he's made the second best hand a couple times and the third best hand the other times, and there's just no way he could have got it out of the
He
door.
was been terribly unlucky, Jesse, with them 2 hands, you know. And then nothing's gone right for him since. You know, he hasn't picked up anything. And
Everything going right for Paresh Patel. 5 now on the floor, and Patel near $5,000. All of a sudden now Laurie is...
yeah, he's on the slippery slope now.
Well, I wasn't last out again. That's always a worry of us footballers. But yeah, every time I come, I learn a little bit more experience. Got caught up in a couple of hands that I think the more experienced players would probably see through that I didn't see. But yeah.